Hey everyone, happy Monday. So this morning I decided to put on another Monday morning meditation. I was out for a walk this morning and I personally could feel the oh, like the energy of this Mars retrograde. And it's good that I'm feeling it, because then it allows me to kind of like channel the energy and then use that information to help you guys. That's basically what I kind of do anyway in my own life. So today we're going to do a bit of a meditation. Before that, I just want to talk about a couple of things, a couple of like holistic life skills and tools that you can use to help yourself at home during this time. So just because obviously the energy is going to be up and down, it's going to affect some people more than others. It's going to affect people differently. So really the order of the day between now and kind of middle of January is going to be like compassion, self-compassion, and then compassion for other people as well. And every time we feel that like rise of frustration, to just remember you're not alone. Other people are feeling it too. It's all internal. A lot of it is internal. It might come out, but it's starting internally. And to just kind of have patience and compassion. So if you find that somebody kind of like loses the plot with you or you want to lose the plot with somebody else, just find that moment to be able to kind of like take time to think about it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Mars retrograde. I've kind of spoken about it a couple of times already, but just for anybody new that's joining, so I'll talk about that. I'll talk about, as I say, a couple of the tools, and then we'll get into the meditation. So Mars goes into retrograde on the 30th of October and it stays there until January. So we have a couple of months to get used to this energy first and foremost. Woohoo! But it also means that we have time to be able to kind of like use that energy to its maximum as well. So like when we have these transits, it may at first feel like we're real victims. It's like, why is this happening to me? And we feel like squashed and like overwhelmed and frustrated and all these kind of emotions. And initially it might feel like, fuck my life, like, you know, but when you get used to the energy, you can start channeling it then to use it for something helpful and useful. So for argument's sake, this morning I went out for a walk, but my phone, I had intended to do a bit of a live from my phone. My phone wasn't working. I couldn't find my proper sunglasses. My other pair were in my pocket. My phone kept turning itself on and off. There was like noise everywhere, and it was just everything. My external environment was like chaotic and really annoying. And I was like, okay, that's showing me and mirroring that my internal world is chaotic and annoying. Okay, there's like frustration in there. So Mars is the planet of hot emotions, frustration, irritation, anger, will, courage, direct forward movement, act first, ask later. It severs and cuts and it's frustrating and it wants to kind of move forward without thinking. That's the Mars energy. It's retrograding, meaning that it appears to be going backwards in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is all about communication, thoughts, ideas, our written word, spoken word, our thoughts themselves, how we interpret other people's communication, how they interpret ours. Gemini is also where we're social. So we might not be feeling as social. We might feel more like we want to kind of go inward. But because Gemini is also to do with communication, I personally have been experiencing this much more like a Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde, for any of you who are new to this, is where like all your technology breaks down. You say the wrong thing, you're thinking things and they're not coming out properly. Your phones are not working, Zoom's not working, laptops are like switching on and off, things are going on the blink, So there's a frustration, Mars, in our communication, Gemini. It's a very simplified version of it. And so I decided today, I was like, okay, I'm not the only one feeling this. I need to be able to share these tools. So what I wanted to show you first and foremost is a couple of different things you can use to help yourself during this time. If we look at hot, frustrated, irritated emotions, we can say that the color that goes with that is red, right? If you think of it like a red rag to a bull. Wear some cooling colors. If you're wearing red, you're already feeling red on the inside with your anger and frustration, it's only going to make it worse. So I would say choose colors that are kind of muted and cooling on your, so like blues, whites, creams, greys, greens. Greens are really good for grounding. Browns are really good for grounding. Even pink, but you want to be careful you're not skidding towards the red side of the scale. So that's just a really small, simple, easy thing that you can do. I was wearing red when I went out today, and I was like, okay, I'm changing into blue. I'm into my cooler colours, because blue cools and calms. Think about ice, you know, and the sky and all that kind of thing. Okay, so colours are the first thing. The second thing you can do is during this time, watch out for what time you're waking up. You find that you might be waking up at between 1 and 3 in the morning. One is to do with the liver, and it's to do with anger and frustration. And it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your liver. It's energetically linked to frustration, irritation, anger. Between 3 and 5 then is to do with the lungs, is to do with grief and overwhelm and kind of like sadness and whatever. So we might be feeling all these feels and not really know that we're feeling them. We just know that we're like uncomfortable and feeling agitated. And then if we looked at the traditional Chinese medicine clock, which I can do another video about, it'll show us, which motions that we're feeling. That's another thing. Liver support during this time, because liver is the organ that's associated and connected to anger in traditional Chinese medicine and in terms of energetics. So we can support our liver more at this time. So things like milk thistle, which is a herbal tincture you can get from any of the health food shops, is amazing at supporting the liver. Obviously you need to look and see if there's any contraindications with any other medication that you're taking, but it's an amazing support for the liver. So also if we're going to be drinking more around this time, that's going to have an effect on the liver. The liver is already going to be feeling these kind of like the heat from Mars being in retrograde, and it's likely to cause more frustration and anger by itself anyway. So milk thistle, as I said, is a herb that can really help the liver and support it. Also dandelion root coffee, if you can get your hands on it, is amazing as well. So switching from caffeinated coffee to dandelion root coffee, which actually tastes almost identical to coffee, not exactly, but almost identical, is another really great way to support your liver over the next couple of months as well. And as I said, this Mars retrograde is going to be going on till January. So we've got over Christmas period. It's going to be a lot of like festivities and drinking and all the rest. And then we've got those kind of hot emotions bubbling under the surface. So just be mindful of that when we're kind of going through over the next couple of months. But I'll go over this again at some point. Some other tools that you can use is essential oils. I use these all the time. Cooling oils like peppermint or lavender. To be honest, a lot of the time what I do is I just simply have the bottle and I just smell it, okay? So there's lots of different ones. So you've got vetiver is really good for grounding. Rose is going to be really good for your heart if you're feeling frustration around heartache and relationships at the moment. Lavender is really good for cooling the emotions as well. And then last but not least, before we get to the meditation, I promise, is the Bach remedies, the Bach flower remedies. So there's a couple of them that I would, so Bach flower remedies are these guys, you know, with little top on it. And these are essentially flower energetics. I remember years ago thinking flower energetics in a bottle. Yeah, sure, that's really going to do something, like, you know. And I was really skeptical of it. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then about 2 years ago, I was going through a patch where I felt like, woo, you know, I needed additional support. And I wasn't able to help myself because I was kind of too busy marinating in my own misery and enjoying and not enjoying being there at the same time. And what I did was I got some Bach flower remedies, and the ones that I got were, I'm just looking here, and that can be really helpful around this time, would be gorse, gentian and elm, and there's another one called impatience. So elm is for kind of feeling overwhelmed by responsibility. You can get these in any of the health food shops, by the way, and you can get them online as well. Gentian is for discouragement and despondency. Gorse is for hopelessness and despair, and impatience is for impatience. And you just take a few drops of these in water, and they're really good for helping to raise you up to a place where then you can help yourself. Because sometimes when we're feeling this frustration and irritation, we find it hard to get out of the funk. We've gone so low down, we need to get out of the funk and raise ourselves up high enough to be able to actually then do the self-care and the self-work. So there are just a few tips and a few tools. These are all things that I actually go into a lot more detail with my clients when I'm doing my Holistic Life Skills 8-week program. So if you're interested in learning more about that, just drop me a message and we can have a chat about it. But for today, we are going to do a meditation. So the first thing I want you to do is find a spot to sit down somewhere comfortable. Grab a cushion or something and put it under your bum just to kind of give you a little bit more comfort. You don't have to sit cross-legged, it's just the way I do it. Whatever works easiest for you. And we're going to begin with the Om. By chanting the Om. The Om is the first sound of the universe, and actually it's in resonance with the harmony of our body. So when we're chanting Om, I actually, again, this is another holistic life skill tool that I teach and share, is it's great for being able to show you where your energy is at. Because when you see now in a moment, we're going to chant the Om, and then you're going to be able to see the resonance of your Om. I'll explain it in a moment. And then by the end of the session, when we come back, then we'll do the Om again, and you'll be able to hear how much more balanced and calm your Om is. This Om is another great way of kind of bringing your nervous system back into balance as well. So just put your hands onto your knees and just take a moment to come into the room. Come into your body, just become aware of where your legs, your thighs, your bottom is touching the ground or the pillow underneath you. Become aware of where your hands are touching your knees. And just become aware also then of your breathing, allowing it to come back into its own natural pattern. And just become aware, is your breathing shallow? Is it deep? Are the breaths long, slow, or are they shallow and rapid? And there's no right or wrong way, you don't need to correct anything, just become aware of your breath and the pattern of your breath. And allow yourself to just drop into your body. And when you're ready, you're going to take a nice deep breath in and chant deep breath in. And just stay in that space for a moment. Becoming aware of any sensations in your body. Feeling where the resonance of the Om is sitting in your body. And just enjoy that nice, calm, relaxing space that you're falling into. And if your mind wanders at all, it's absolutely fine. The whole point of this meditation is to get used to catching yourself in awareness of those thoughts and bringing yourself back to your breath, back to center. Imagining almost as though there were a pillar through your body. And every time that your mind wanders, just bring it back centered to that pillar. There's nothing for you to do, just to relax. I'm going to take a few more moments, a few more breaths in this quiet space. And then we're going to do some stretches. So just take this moment to really drop into your body. Bringing your mind back every time it slips away. Before we move out of this lovely space, just become aware of all of the energy in your body. Notice any areas of tension and just breathe into those areas, allowing them to relax, release, and let them go. Without judgment and without label, just allow yourself to relax into that space. And when you're ready, I want you to bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest. Allowing your hands to touch your sternum just above your heart space. And in a moment, we're going to take 3 deep breaths all the way in, hold for the count of 3, and exhale and release 3 times. Deep breath in, all the way in, filling your belly. Hold for the count of 3. Relaxing, releasing, letting go of any tensions. Deep breath all the way in. Hold for the count of 3. Exhaling any tensions, releasing, relaxing, letting go. One last breath all the way in. Hold for the count of 3. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go. Now we're going to do some stretches. So I want you to just interlock your fingers together and just very gently, without overstretching, you're just simply going to extend your hands in front of you like this and just bring them back to center. And you're going to do this 4 times, focusing on what you're doing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push out in the opposite direction. Again, don't strain anything, do this very gently. We're going to do this 4 times. And again, just allowing your mind to just gently focus on the actions that you're taking. So 1, 2, feeling the stretch in your arms. 3, gently. 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep your fingers interlocked and we're going to go above the head. Okay, we're going to do this 4 times as well. So again, you don't want to strain, or, you know, if you're feeling tight, only go as far as you can, okay? But again, what you're going to do is just allow your relaxed focus to be present with the move that you're making. Be aware of any tensions and just be careful of how you're doing this. So 1, 2, returning to center. 3, 4, and returning. And now what we're going to do is we're going to push out and up. So we're kind of reverse. We're keeping our fingers interlocked. We're pressing out and up. So your palms are facing the sky, and we're going to do this 4 times. And again, just try and stay really centered and focused when you're doing this. So 1, watch your breath. 2, 3, relaxed focus, and 4, returning to center. Now just place your hands onto your knees, and we're just going to drop our ear as if we're making its way towards your shoulder. And again, we're going to do 4 of these on each side. And again, just become aware of any tensions in your body. The idea is not to get rid of these tensions, but to just give them awareness, to just bring your attention into the spaces of your body that are feeling maybe a little bit tight. So your left ear towards your left shoulder. So 1, without straining, and watch your breath. 2, 3, 4, and the opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming back to center, you're going to look over your left shoulder 4 times and return to center. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the opposite shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just roll our head very gently, okay? And we're going to do this 4 times. So 1 full movement forward and backward, okay? We're not going to go the whole way around. We're going to start at the front, bring our head up over our shoulder, back as far as we can, and then dropping it around to center, and then we're going to reverse the movement. So we're going to do this 4 times. Once again, being really present with yourself, being really present of any tensions that you feel without judgment, and just breathing and allowing your focus to be on every part of the movement as you go. So your meditative movement is focusing on your body and your feelings and your breath and your emotion, just staying nice and centered, okay? So dropping your head forward and rolling it over your shoulder, gently, not overextending, feeling into any of the knots and tensions without judgment. When you're ready, just reverse that movement. 2, coming all the way over, dropping to the opposite side and reversing the movement. Returning to center, 3rd time. Really feeling any tensions that are there and allowing them to just be there. Not trying to push past them, but just being aware. And reversing that movement. Feeling really centered in every movement that you'd make. And then the last 4. Perhaps feeling the looseness that's there that wasn't there before, and returning and reversing on your final movement. And when you're ready, just come back to center. We're going to just do now a little bit of pranayama. Pranayama is essentially a type of breathing. And when we're working with the breath, the left nostril is actually when we're breathing in through the left nostril, it's actually like calming our nervous system. It's the receptive, it's the feminine side. The right side is the masculine side, which is the more active side. So if we really wanted to like pump up our energy, we might do a lot of breathing through our right nostril only. If we wanted to relax a lot, we might do a lot of breathing through our left nostril only. So what we're going to do is we're just going to balance the two sides of our body. And that balance is going to bring us back into center and help us feel a little bit more grounded also, because the breath is amazing for helping us to feel grounded. So the proper way of doing this is to have your thumb and your little finger. And essentially what you're doing is you're breathing in one nostril and out the other. Then you're breathing back in that nostril and then out the other. And we're using our finger and thumb to hold the opposite nostril closed. So I'll show you a demonstration of this before we do it. Don't worry too much about will I get it right or will I get it wrong. It doesn't, just your intention is what matters. So you're going to do the right thumb on the right nostril and you're going to breathe in through the left. Hold, swap fingers. Breathe out through the right. So you're keeping your left nostril closed, breathe in through the right. Hold, swap your thumb over and then exhale through the opposite nostril. So again, don't worry too much. The whole point of what we want to do is breathe in through one nostril, out through the other, breathe in through that one, back out through the other. So you have this kind of movement, and we're just using our thumb and our finger to stop the other nostril, okay? So when you're ready, before we start, so just come back into center a little bit. Ground your energy before we practice. Take your thumb and your finger, right nostril in through the left. Block the left nostril, hold, and exhale out through the right. Hold your breath, inhale through the right. Block the right nostril, hold your breath, exhale through the left. Hold your breath, inhale through the left. Block your left nostril, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Two more of these. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Hands to your knees. And just feel into your body. How does that feel now? You might feel a lightness in your head. You might feel a lightness in your body. You might feel more grounded. You might feel as though your core is just a little bit stronger. And you might feel nothing at all, and that's absolutely fine. What we're doing is we're just rebuilding a connection with our body. And now we're just going to take a few moments more before we finish. And we're just going to sit in this quiet space, focusing on the breath. Letting go of any tensions. Giving yourself these few moments of quiet and balance for today. Becoming aware of any emotions which may be in the body, which are looking for your attention. Without any judgment, just place your awareness on them and breathe into that space. Just giving them attention. And as you're sitting there, just become aware of where is your mind at? Are you wondering how much longer? When will it be finished? Have you started thinking about what you need to do for the day? Or have you been able to just absorb and marinate in these few moments? See where your mind is bringing you without judgment. And every time it wanders away, just become aware of that and just even say to yourself, I see you. And then just come back to center. Really feeling into your body as it connects with the ground underneath. And before we finish, I want you to take a moment and just imagine a network of roots and lights leaving the bottom of your body, stretching down into the ground, stretching all the way down into the ground, through all the layers of the earth, reaching down through the cool earth, allowing your energy to feel grounded. Allow this root and light system to connect in with the center of the earth. Allowing your energy to feel grounded. And anytime you want to tap into that energy, all you need to do is just take a deep breath all the way in. And exhale and let it go. And just feel with every breath your body connecting more and more with the earth underneath you. When you're ready, just take your hands to prayer position in front of your chest. And we're going to do 3 more Ahms. We're going to chant Ahm 3 times. And I want you to become aware of the difference of the sound of your own Ahm to how it did at the beginning. Just become aware of where in your body do you feel it. And when you chant the Ahm, can you feel it resonate deep down in through your body, connecting you all the way down from your crown to your root chakra. And just listen for, does it sound different? Is it more grounded, more steady? Perhaps it's lower. So when you're ready, just take a deep breath all the way in. sit in this space for a moment. Enjoy how that feels in your body. And when you're ready, just bow your head. Namaste. And you can come back whenever you're ready. So I hope that this meditation today has been helpful. I hope that you can just stay in that grounded energy for as long as possible. Really, even after we finish here, just take a few moments where you're sitting to just record how this feels in your body. Record where in your body you're feeling this beautiful calming energy. And connect with your breath. And then as you carry on throughout the day, you can connect in with that. You just have to drop back into that space. Once you've recorded how that feels, it's sometimes easier to kind of drop back into it. And of course, you can save this meditation and you can replay it again later if you want, later on this evening. My intention is to maybe do more of these Monday morning meditations. I will be guided by your feedback. If you found them helpful, I would really appreciate if you could let me know in the comments. If you feel that there's somebody else who could benefit from these meditations, feel free to share them. And yeah, give me any feedback that you have. Did you find that it was helpful? And was there any of the tools that you felt was helpful as well? And if you enjoy them, is it something that you'd like to see more of? So yeah. I hope you have a really, really beautiful day. I hope that you're feeling more grounded and centered. And if you have any questions, let me know. Of course, if you want to work with me, I do Reiki, reflexology, astrology, holistic life skills coaching and more. And if you're curious about any of that, then obviously let me know and just send me a message. And have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.